Okay, I had an incident day before yesterday. Just as I was finishing up, I was coming down the highway out here, head back. I had another mile to go before to the place I'd park it, but I was done plowing for the day. But going down the road, I just got up to, luckily, the corner that turns into my place, and all of a sudden, boom, tire went out. Well, it isn't unusual to have tire problems on this right-hand rear one. You know, you've got all of the weight of the wing on this side. So it's a hell of a strain on that tire. You usually have to run only 10 pounds extra pressure in them. Well, when we got the machine, it had these Michelin's Snow Plus, which is a good tire. But they're old, and these are recapped. Now, I didn't actually even know they recapped these, but these were recaps. No, they're a good tire, and they worked good. But the strain in winter here was too much for it. So I popped that one, and I just limped her off over here to get it off of the highway, because that's the nightmare, you know, when it's 20 below and you got a grader broke down on a highway. But luckily I had scraped this out wide enough so I had enough room to get it in here and park it. And we pulled the old tire off, and my brother went in and he got another tire. You know, you think, well, we had actually a couple of spares at home, but they're pretty poor tire, but we got extra rims, you know, which is a good thing. But what he got was a deal on some Goodyears that are the mud and snow tire. It's kind of their answer to the Michelin's. And they got deep lugs on them, so they should be all right. You know, that's a nice style for on, especially ice. You know, they're great, but ice and snow. You know, if you got a regular tire like those lug ones that are in the front, they're fine for dirt. But you start getting into, you know, if you're digging ditches and stuff like that, they're fine. Even grading roads, they're fine. But if you start pushing snow with them, they spin real easy. So these should be fine. Now, these Michelin's, the last time I priced those, new ones, I think are around $1,500 a piece. They're probably up to like $1,700 now. Now, we got these Goodyears. We got the one out here, but he bought 3 more at $1,000 a piece. So, well, you know, it's kind of a bargain, but, you know, that's just the way it is on heavy equipment and stuff like that is expensive. So we got to put that on today, but we got to bring a generator out here because now the thing's been sitting in 20 below. So we got to plug it in, though. I don't know, we could wait till tomorrow. Like I said, I'm pretty much done. This has got a Cummins motor in it, and I have found them Cummins will start at around 0, and it's supposed to be 28 above tomorrow, so it should be fine. Speaking of tires, I should mention, there's a thing about road graders. You know, this case here has got a big chain in it. You know, they're tandem drive now. So you can't put 2 different size tires on. You know, if one is more than the other one, it's going to put a strain on that chain, and it's going to wear one of your tires out. That's just the way it works. Also, you can't run like wore out tires on one side, good tires on the other side. I mean, you can kind of do it, but you run into a problem because these have got a differential lock on them, so that when you engage a differential lock, all 4 wheels are driving. Well, if the tires aren't all the same size, you have a heck of a time to get the differential lock to unlock. You actually have to kind of wiggle your ass end, and that'll break it loose. But it can be a problem because, like say, if you're coming up to a corner and you have that differential lock on, it is not going to turn that corner. It is going to go straight. And the thing about a differential lock too on ice, like I know the county, the supervisors recommended they should run with the differential lock on all the time. Now, if you're on an icy road, that's a mistake, because what'll happen then, if you start sliding, like say you pull out to go around a mailbox or something, then you start pulling back in, all four wheels will break loose, you'll slide sideways. Now, if only two wheels are driving, it's not going to do that. It's going to hold you in a straight line. So you got to know how to use that lock. But I pulled the county guy out a few times because he was running a differential lock on all the time. That you use it when you need it, but if you don't need it, you don't use it. You can recover from a skid a lot easier. But that'll be good to have, all new tires. When we got it had bad tires on the front. We put new tires on there, the regular lugged ones, because they're not driven. Now we'll put all new tires on the back. I don't think I'll ever wear them out, though I've worn a few sets of tires out. But these, it's hard to say how old a tire these were before they were recapped even, because it actually just blew the sidewall out, and they're a steel belt. A pretty heavy tire, but like I say, this wing is massive, and then when you get it hanging out there, that's a lot of weight on that. That's a really heavy wing, but that's a regular Champion wing. I know the ones I've run before, we've had Falls wings. Now, Falls is a much lighter wing. This thing is just really heavy. But it's great, and I like these old cable operated. New ones are hydraulically operated. This is hydraulic over cable. There's cylinders that run, you can kind of see in the front setup here, there's a hydraulic cylinder that actually loosens and tightens the cable. It lets it float a little bit, so I'm all right with that. I don't mind a cable operated, but those hydraulic ones, especially the Falls ones, which is common around here because they're made in Little Falls, Minnesota, so that's what most machines are running. They're a much lighter wing, but they do the job. Well, hopefully it'll warm up a little. Supposed to get up maybe above zero today. We can slap that tire on, let the generator run for an hour. She should go then. If not, like I said, we got to always leave it go tomorrow, because if it gets above zero, she'll go. Them Cummins motor that they put in these Champions is a great motor. Cheap running motor and an easy start motor. I had to push all the snow on my road too. But that's what happens in winter. Things like that happen. We're very fortunate that it happened right by my corner. And after I had opened everybody up, because that would have been a bugger, to just start out and then blow that tire, then we'd have been scrambling. So for a bad situation, it worked out fairly well. Now we don't have to worry about tires. Because, like I say, having that wing, heavy wing on one side, it is hard on tires. I've blown a few of them.